All right, guys, let's go ahead and do a message for my Taurus out there, or Taurus cross-watcher. Feel free to reverse this if you need to. Bear with me. My mouth is dry. I feel like I need a whole bunch of water, or maybe I need some electrolytes like salt or something. I feel dehydrated. Not bad, but a little bit. I wrote a lot. I wrote a whole lot, and I just did a whole lot of talking in Aries. So hopefully my voice holds up, because this is a lot to talk about. And I got a whole bunch of different things, so try to stay tuned, because I'm going to hop back and forth a lot talking about people who are connected with someone and people who are single. I just wrote down whatever came to my mind, so here we go. Taurus. For whoever this message is for, someone here may love you or may have feelings for you deeply, but how serious really is this person when it comes to bringing things to the table? What you're bringing to the table compared to like what they're bringing to the table. Do you trust this person to have follow through the way that you have followed through? Like, people can say they love us all day and romance us like crazy, but how sustainable is the actual longevity of the connection? Like, is this a sustainable connection, or is it just passion, honeymoon phases and rose-colored glasses and sex? You know, like, what is this actually? What is the bond? Because I feel like security is very important to whoever's watching this video, Taurus or Taurus cross-watcher. Security, safety, stability, and you may question that, some of you, about someone that you are talking to, getting to know, just meeting, or just got with. Over a period of time, you might start to question, what really is this? Like, am I just kind of madly in love with someone who really loves me too, but can I really feel secure in this connection? Like, there's some questions that you have, and I think they're legitimate for those that's for, you know. There's a reason it's coming up in you. For those who strongly value financial security, is this person, or would they bring the stability you would, or would it ultimately all end up on you? Like, if you make a significant amount of money. Now, some people don't care about this, but for whoever's watching this video, that will resonate with this message, because it won't be for everybody. Financial stability is important to you. Some people say money doesn't matter, it's all about love, but you may say, I do love love, but love don't pay the bills. So I need to know that you are, you know what I mean? Like, maybe you have a career and someone looks at what they have as just a job, and to you it doesn't bother you up front. You may not really care about that up front, but then eventually you might start seeing it. Now, some of you, I got that actually you pay attention to stuff like that now in the beginning, because maybe you didn't before, and you're like, no, I don't want to get too far down the road. But we'll get to that, because I wrote that as well. So if making sure that financial stability is present, and that someone is reliable, I just feel like that's something that is going to come up if it hasn't already. Now, somebody here may also be like, let's say we have someone, I feel like I'm picking up on a Taurus who might be even very traditional. Maybe not everybody, but we'll say a portion of the video we'll talk about this. If I do pick up on someone here who prefers to be a type of traditional, maybe not all the way, but a type of tradition, yes, it may be important to this person to know, like, what role would you play in my life? Like, what is family to you? What is marriage to you? What is home to you? Do you want to work as well, or do you want to stay home and raise children? Like, what is it you want to do? Like, what are our roles here? That makes me feel more comfortable to have established roles. And maybe you're dealing with somebody who either they're the same way, but y'all's roles clash slash collide, or collide. Something to do with Kool-Aid again. I keep getting Kool-Aid. I got Kool-Aid in Scorpio's video the other day. So maybe there's a connection of Scorpio, something to do with Kool-Aid. Keep getting it. You know, maybe someone says they do want a specific role, but then later on they say that this isn't a role that they want, you know? I don't know. Something going on. But anyway, those that greatly value your health how dedicated is this person? So those of you who greatly value your health, like your health is very important to you, whether it always was or it's just recently become very important to you, you're going to really care about someone else caring about their health. Like if you get, I'm hearing Karen, somebody else's name is Karen here. It's not for everybody. I'm just hearing it. That's for someone. Yeah, you want somebody who cares about their health, and that doesn't mean you're wrong, and that doesn't mean you're trying to like tell somebody what to do. I'm not saying you can't relax, you can't chill, and you just want to be controlling in every relationship. I don't know if this, it's different if there's somebody here trying to be controlling, because it could come off as a little controlling, but I'm not getting it. I don't think there's anything wrong with knowing what you want and knowing what you don't want. And as long as we're not coming from a place that we're judging someone or we try to make them feel less than because they don't meet our needs or our expectations. But I don't feel that here. There's nothing, especially if this is someone you get with and you make sure up front, the two of you know where each other stands, and maybe we take things slow. We don't rush into anything because things come out as time goes on. You know, we start seeing things more where in the beginning people want to like impress us, but vice versa, you know, this whole message could be reversed. But where this could be a problem is this, if this is a relationship that's for some of you has been together for a long time, but we'll also get there. I wrote that down as well, you know, and then we start seeing things then. But yeah, so if you have a specific lifestyle as far as your health goes, it's important to you that the person that you ultimately spend the rest of your life with cares about their health as well. So, you know, this isn't for everybody, but maybe if you're a drinker, you're a light drinker and you don't want someone who drinks too much. Maybe you're not a drinker at all and you prefer somebody who doesn't drink. Maybe you are a smoker and you prefer somebody who smokes with you. Maybe it's not so much your health, but you have a lifestyle. Let's say you have a lifestyle and it's not health, and you want someone who, like, you kick it, you want someone who kicks it with you. You go to bars, you want someone who goes to bars with you. I don't really get that here, but if it is, hell, that could be something too. You don't want to have to not be what you like or not do what you like because you're afraid what this person's going to think about it. Or that could be reversed. That could be somebody who gets with you who feels like that. I don't want to have to feel like I can't do what I want to do because you don't like it. You know what I mean? Like, yes, we have things that we like about each other, but maybe we're just not actually meant to be. So that could actually be something that comes up. But anyway, going back to the health thing. It could be where you want someone who has good hygiene and takes a shower often and cleans their sheets and takes their shoes off outside the door and is responsible. And I'm not saying you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying if that's you, that could be something that comes up where you either just want to make sure up front that that's what somebody can do and that you're compatible. That's the word, really. Or some of you may have already get with someone, or if you are now, where you start seeing pretty closely on after the relationship starts, like, okay, this probably ain't gonna do, this ain't gonna do, this probably ain't gonna do, whether you verbalize it or not, but you'll, you know, and that's usually a sign for me, because coming from an I place, when I would get there in relationships, as if I was perfect though, like I had issues, you know, we all got issues. But yeah, when I would get in relationships, like it depends on what stage of my time, but when I knew it was like just a matter of time before it ended would be when I would start, like all the little things would bother me about this person, you know? And I would be like, oh, you know, not like I was trying to find fault in them, but just things. I'm like, but really what it was really my fault that I didn't, first of all, I rushed. And I didn't give it enough time to see in the beginning, like, wow, even people's beliefs, like, there were certain things that it's not that they were wrong, that was just their beliefs, and I had mine, and they clashed in a relationship. Like, you may have someone who is totally fine with an open relationship, but then you yourself are like, the fuck, you know? So then you get with somebody who wants an open relationship, and then ultimately you end up getting hurt, because it's like, wait, what? But why didn't I know that in the beginning? Like, you acted like, I don't understand. So that could be a real big problem, you know? It's just the cats, Mama. Can't see her. This light is shining in my face. It's just the cats, okay? So yeah. All right. I need to curl my hair or something. It's so flat. I'm thinking about getting curtain bangs again. You know, not like cutting bangs, but just long bangs. So because it's so, look how flat it is. It's just like, I feel like Samara from The Ring. All right, you guys don't give a shit. I'm too self-conscious. I'm working on it. I'm working on things, you know. I got a lot of fucking issues. It's taking me a long time. It's probably gonna take me the rest of my life. That's okay. That's a good thing. I'm totally fine with being single, because then it doesn't have to matter. So yeah, how serious is this person? How serious are they about you? How serious are they about your values? What are their values? How serious are they about finances, about home, about family, structure, safety? How serious are they, period? You know what I mean? How serious are they? Are there things that they think are not that big of a deal that you think are a really big deal? That's the question here. How serious are they? And also, how ready are they really? Like, someone could tell you all day they're ready. Like, if you just like threw something on somebody, I'm not saying you, what's up with Florida? I'm literally looking at I ate pho soup last night. Some of you, do you like pho or Korean food or anything like that, or Thai food? I'm looking at this little thing that had garlic oil in it, and there's like garlic chunks, and at the top of it, it looks like the garlic gathered at the top, like, and I don't know, it just looks like the state of Florida. It could even be California. Those do not look anything alike, but well, I don't know. Anyway, something to do with Florida or California, those are coming to my mind. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying. It could even have to do with where to live. You know, like, one person wants to live here and you may want to live here, and you got a dream to live here, but they want to live here, or they would never live here, and you always wanted to live here. You know, that could be a problem. But anyway, you know how, like, you could get with somebody, and let's say you throw something on them, like, maybe you're not even serious, you're just playing, like, we should get married, and it's like real soon on in the relationship, and this person would be like, absolutely, let's do it, and they're like all down for it. But it could be, you know, you might have just been trying to test them a little bit too, just to see. And then you'll have these thoughts in your mind, like, this person said they would marry me and all this, and we would do this and that, and like make some serious fucking decisions, like moving in together. But yeah, at the same time, you know, there's some things that they're not even willing to necessarily address, and that's a problem for me, because I don't think that they're really seeing things clearly. Like, you might test your lovers. That's a Scorpio thing, which is your opposite. Scorpio will test their ass. You know what I mean? Just to see, like, hey. So yeah. Some of you, it has to do with exes. How at peace is this person with their prior relationship or relationships, like one in particular even, to where you can comfortably move forward with this person and have a secure, harmonious life without the past causing problems? Like, that's another question that's legitimate. How at peace is this person with their own past, with their family, with an ex of theirs or exes, period? Is this someone who has a hard time standing up for themselves? Is this someone who has a toxic relationship still with family or an ex? Like, is this someone where it's almost like baggage? Will the baggage come into your, like, and that's legitimate. Is there something here that's an emotional thing that this person hasn't really worked through yet, that maybe they could benefit with therapy? But do they even believe in therapy? Would they even go? How willing and serious is this person? Like, and same for you. This could be reversed. I mean, you know, same for us. But I think that you would be willing, because why else would you care about all these things, making sure? Because you know it's serious and you're willing to do it. But are they? I feel like you are willing. It's just, is this person? It could be a family situation. You may even eventually feel uncomfortable with someone's family, or they feel uncomfortable with yours, and that's okay. That happens a lot in relationships. And it's like, I don't want it. I mean, that's when you would decide what's important to you. Is it important that the family does accept you, or do you not give a fuck at all, you know? I totally get that. Yeah. I get that. I'm not going to get too deep into that, but I actually really get that. So, yeah. And it depends on what we consider family, too, because if it's like this person had a child or children prior, of course we want them to, you know, because some people may be like, well, I don't really care if my child doesn't like you. It's fine. And I'd be like, well, we can't be together. That would be me. I'd be like, well, bye. You know, it's been swell. Like, if I don't, now some people don't care, and that doesn't mean they're wrong, but I'm speaking from an I place. I wouldn't do it. If you're already with someone, no matter how long you've been together, something might have happened to challenge your feelings of security with this person, or it might, if it hasn't yet. Or you may feel there is something you're having a difficult time getting past. You may love them, but you're going to be honest with yourself also. Because I love you just doesn't cut it anymore. You know what I mean? It's not just about I love you. It's like, are we happy? Like, is this good for us? This is in our relationship. Do we have a healthy connection? I don't want to stay together out of convenience. You know what I mean? For others of you, you may begin to see your person as weak or having no backbone. Perhaps there is something or someone you believe they should stand up to, and according to you, they're not. Maybe they actually aren't. Or maybe they are, but maybe we're overreacting or something. So we also have to take that in consideration. It could be reversed. Okay, that's just something I wrote down. I think for some of you, something's going to irritate you about a person, where maybe you either feel like they need to like say something and know when to tell people to like stay out of their business, or it may be like, maybe it's a parenting thing, like you guys clash on, whether it's with your own children or blended family, you know, and stepchildren, where it's like maybe you discipline a certain way and they discipline differently. Maybe you're stricter and they're less strict. Maybe they're too strict and you're less strict. You know, only you're gonna know what it is, but that's definitely showing up as well. And last page. Ultimately, do you love your person? But if you're starting to not feel it as strongly, are we willing to be honest with ourselves and that person? Like, do you love your person? Do they love you? And are there things that we need to be very open about? And we hope that they're open to me. See, that's the thing too, trusting that they're being as open with us as we are them. That's another thing. I got to give it to anybody in the dating world these days, or anybody who's actually in a relationship, because that shit's fucking hard. But it's just because it's not my path. And I know that through trial and error. It's just not my thing. Not my thing. I have much more fun in my life getting to know myself and getting closer with my family, or certain members of my family. But I just don't, it's not for me, you know, unless it is later on down the road. It's just really not for me. But some people I do believe it's for, and I got to give it to you, because that just seems like it's a lot of work. It's a whole lot of, to me, I feel like unnecessary shit, you know, really, for what? It doesn't make sense to me. Security, to help paying the bills, someone to go home to at night. I don't understand the point in that. We have dogs for that and cats for that, and you know, but some people, it like really works for them, especially when it's like we can both communicate with each other and we have a very healthy relationship. Like you'll see it. It's not super common. I don't think it's common, at least not where I've been in the world, but I do know it exists. And to those people, I got to give it to them. I'm like, man, y'all were just made for this. Like, you were made for this love. I could just tell. I can see it. I can tell people that were like, I believe even some people were like probably made for each other. You can just see it. It's obvious. It's like they're so in tandem. They're so in sync with one another, and they give each other the same amount of respect. I mean, of course there's differences, but it's just beautiful. It feels like they blend together like paintings on a canvas. It's perfect for them. Their type of blend. They're a great blend. They complement one another. This is someone trying to figure out, maybe you're trying to figure out, does this person complement my life, and do I them? You know, but if we're already with somebody and we've been with them a while, or even if we just got with them, that's going to be a little bit more difficult. I feel like we need to get everything out on the table pretty close, like soon on in the relationship, so that we don't get too far down the road and it hurts even worse, you know. For my singles, someone here is not only not ready for commitment, but probably doesn't want it. So some of you could be into someone who actually doesn't want commitment at all. Like, that's totally fine. That would be me. Some people do. Some people may want commitment, but they're just not wanting it when you want it. So some of you may be really like, you already know you want to marry someone, or you already know you want to live with someone, that someone is like your person. You may feel like they're your soulmate, they're your twin, or whatever you believe in. And this person, they may end up feeling the same way, or they may love you as strongly, but they don't want what you want right away. It may actually take them a lot longer. Some of you will be into someone and they don't want it at all, but that doesn't mean they're not attracted to you. I can be very attracted to somebody and I can have feelings of love. I can have feelings of falling in love with somebody and be like, I still don't have to be with them. You know? Like, it's weird. I'm really fucking weird. I'm really weird. I could seriously look at someone and be like, oh my God, I love that person. Like, actually be like, romantically, I love them. But because sex is not a factor for me right now in my life, not saying it won't be again, it's just, I'm enjoying a celibate journey. I'm enjoying getting to know myself because I was always a serial dater. I was always in fucking relationships or married. You know what I mean? Like, that was always that was obsessed about it. I focus more on that than my fucking kids and my own health, you know? And that's just not what I want. And so sometimes you'll see when, this may even be reversed, where you'll end up letting people down because they may want to be with you, but you don't want to be with them, and it's not a personal thing. You just don't. You're on a you journey. And some of you may fall for someone who is on a them journey, and it's not that they don't feel the same about you. They may actually, or they could. You know, maybe you don't even talk to them. You just see them from behind the scenes, and maybe you are like an admirer of theirs. And you may be like, you know what, I'm not even going to approach that person because they don't want a relationship. But you can do that. You're entitled to that. But that doesn't mean they wouldn't come around eventually. It's just, you know, I think some of you could love someone here and they're just not wanting the same things. So yeah, that could also happen. Vice versa. So I wrote, if you're talking to someone, or even if you're already with them and you know at a certain point you aren't ready. Okay, this could also be you. Like, if you're talking to someone or you're already even with them and you know at a certain point that you aren't ready for what they're ready for, like, or that you maybe even don't feel as deeply for them as they feel for you. That's when, the moment we know that and the moment we feel it, we need to tell them. We need to tell that person, no matter how much we're afraid it's going to hurt. We can't ignore that. Or somebody didn't do that with you, and that really is going to fucking suck later on. It's going to really hurt you. Or they're not doing it right now. Or it already happened. Some of you already went through that and somebody should have just told you. And it's like, wow. Like, you may have felt played or like led on. I don't know if they actually did that. Maybe. But maybe they didn't. Maybe some of them didn't. Either way, whether they did or they didn't, I mean, what would have helped that not happen is if they would have just told you up front. Been there, though. I've been there. Where I didn't have the vagina and the balls to tell people up front I wasn't feeling it like that. That's why I say it out right now. That's why I constantly say what journey I'm on right now, as far as romantically, so that there's no misconstruing and anybody saying, oh, she blah blah blah. No, I can love you all day. I can be in love with you. I can fall for you. But I also, what is the point in a relationship if I'm not going to be fucking you, for one, because I'm on a celibate journey. So, like, that's not going to happen. And secondly, like, I'm not ready for any of that. I will be an awful fucking person. I would make somebody fucking miserable right now, as if I didn't already in the past. I would make people miserable right now because I would give them no attention, like, ever. And I would not want to. Only when I would want to. What kind of fucking shit is that? Because I'm not on that journey. That doesn't mean I'm wrong. At least I'm not trying to do it. Because that's wrong. I know this is about my life, me healing, and me being there for my children, and being there for my family. My grandmother needs me, my mom needs me, my dad needs me, and that's it, you know? So, it would be really unfair, but at least I know that. And so I put it out there ahead of the time so I don't have to tell anybody. And if they read into that and they think, well, maybe I can change her mind, or maybe she meant this by this, it's like, that's on them. That's the way they're doing it. That's a choice. I'm blatantly saying, you know, if you're wanting marriage or you're wanting someone to, like, be madly in, you should be with someone else. Like, don't waste your time on me. That's what I'm saying. And that's the respect you're wanting someone to give you. Or you wanted them to, or something like that. I don't know. Or just be honest. Like, maybe someone does want all that, but then they also are like, hey, I want to be able to fuck other people or fuck around on you. It's like, all you had to do was tell me that. I probably would have said bye, but you could have just told me. You didn't have to go cheat on me. You could have just straight up told me that you just wanted to fuck other people, or that you weren't happy, or blah, 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 blah. Now, some people will make excuses of why they do something on you. They'll be like, well, I just wasn't, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you couldn't have just told me that. You had to take the route you took, right? I don't know. I know I went way over. I knew it. If you have concerns early on, express them up front. Maybe you already do, but your person isn't, which will only come out later and be more of an issue. So that's it. That's where I'm going to leave it. I really enjoyed this message. I felt like we covered a lot of ground, and we went deep. I'm not gonna lie, I feel extremely nauseous right now. I feel like throwing up. I think it's because I'm dehydrated. I told you I was dehydrated before I started. I've talked so much. I'm getting like a racing in my heart. Somebody here has flutters in their chest. Somebody gets chest flutterings. Or just maybe in regards to the situation with one another, there's like this stress. This is something stressful, you know? But yeah, and if none of this resonated, it may even be more for like somebody connected to you where you see this kind of on the outside looking in, and you may want to tell that person, whether it's a friend of yours, a family member of yours, a child of yours grown up, where you're like, hey, make sure you are upfront from the beginning, from the get-go, from the jump, about everything, and that you expect the same out of them, but also give it time, because people can tell you anything to try to impress you because they really want you. And so rushing is an awful choice here. Now, there are things we have to rush, like sometimes we gotta rush to get over if there's an ambulance coming, or maybe there's a funeral procession and we gotta, hurry up and get over if we see it. But when it comes to relationships, I don't understand what the rush could be. Now, some people may rush, but I just don't understand. I remember when I got pregnant with my first daughter, I almost married. I almost got married. We got engaged, and I got a lot of shit for being the one wrong in it, but we were both very wrong, and we were very wrong for each other, at least at that time. I'm not sure we were in total, but we were definitely at that time. But we were meant to obviously bring our daughter into the world. But anyway, we were not ready, and we were not meant to get married, at least at that time. And it's all I can speak about is that time. And hi, come here. You're sweet. You just want attention. Yeah. So, yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to go. That's her way of saying, shut up, stop talking. She's a Taurus. She's a Taurus. Thank you guys for being here with me, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.